Lachlan Galvin. He's top of your list in Scuttlebutt tonight.
Yep. Everybody wants to know what the Tigers are going to do about Lachlan Galvin. The info I'm getting, look, it's hard to get info out of the Tigers at the moment, James, but the info I'm getting is it's most likely to be a 5-year offer and around the $5 million mark. So we're going straight to the 7 figures for Lachlan Galvin. So the Tigers aren't going to muck around. They're not going to confirm this, obviously, but that's what I'm hearing. One club who won't have a crack at Lachlan Galvin is the Roosters.
Right.
I think the Tigers have been made aware of that. And I guess it's in part to do with the manager, Isaac Moses. The Roosters refused to deal with him. And Lachlan Galvin's manager is Isaac Moses. So
hasn't Lachlan Galvin told the Tigers he'd be going on the open market? Haven't they informed?
Hasn't been informed yet. So we're all waiting. And the Tigers are going to get a good crack at him, and they're going to make that crack pretty soon, I reckon.
That's got to be by November 1 this year.
Correct. Yep. And I think that they're going to say, this is our best offer.
Yep.
What do you think?
Okay.
And I think that's not a bad way to do it, actually,
Yep.
for such a hot property. And I guess they have to go with their biggest offer as well.
5 years, 5 mil, Gus?
Around that.
Way too early to be talking about Lachlan Galvin. He's not off contract till the end of next year. Why do media start driving things 18 months earlier?
Scuttlebutt.
You know, he needs to stay at the Tigers. The Tigers need to come up with something and keep him there. But
Is that good money, that sort of offer?
oh, it's brilliant money. It puts a lot of pressure and a lot of scrutiny on him. He probably shouldn't be on that money at that age. There's no reason to do that to a young kid. But
how do you stop it,
neither
Gus?
the media nor the club are going to let that happen. Neither his manager are going to let that happen. They're not going to allow him to come through the system as he should. You know, there's too much scrutiny and too much. You know, money comes with responsibilities and obligations and expectations, and you want to thrust it on a kid that young? Go and ask all the great playmakers. They didn't want it at that age. It's just me, but. You know, I hope he stays at the West Tigers. I really do. It would be a tragedy for them to lose that player.
Let's hope he stays focused on his footy while this is unfolding. A big memo going out to all the clubs today, Danny.
Yeah, the NRL, and good on them for doing this, they've basically said they've stuffed up and that they should have been a bit harder on, the referee should have been harder on head contact, and now players are going to get sin bin again. Now, Gal, I know you were noticing this, that players hadn't been sin bin for
the first few weeks, the first 4 weeks, this has been really
last year.
This has been really obvious to me the first few weeks of the competition that they have not been sin binning players for foul contact. Whether last year they don't want any high contact at the head or hip drops in particular. Now we've seen them every single week, and there has been players sent to the sin bin. There's been players sent to the sin bin for repeated infringements, a lot. There's actually been the same amount of players sin bin 4 rounds into this year as there was last year, but obviously more have been sent to the sin bin for repeated infringements, not so much foul play, but they're going back to sending players to the sin bin for foul play. It's a hard one for me. I actually don't mind the way they've been reffing it. I feel that if someone does hit someone high and they have to go for a HIA, maybe that's a sin binable offence, but some of them, all of them are accidental. It's such a big thing for a team to get a player sent to the sin bin. It's such a big disadvantage.
Gus, we saw one of your players in that video compile there, Reid Mahoney on Atkinson. I mean, like, are you concerned by that, or were you happy with the way? I mean, he's been criticised for it. What do you think?
Well, I think Reid Mahoney is one of the most courageous and committed footballers that I've ever seen. He gets targeted by opposition coaches, opposition players, opposition fans, media, all trying to encourage the referees to target him. He gets through more in 80 minutes of football every week of the year than any player in the game. He's a really competitive individual. If you're going to be in the game like that, every now and then you're going to sail close to the win. He's worked really hard on his discipline. He doesn't want to let his team down. But by the same token, we're playing professional rugby league. We're playing for keeps. He's a competitive little bugger, and he's such a courageous kid, and I'm glad he's a Bulldog. I wouldn't swap him for anyone else at the moment, so the media can say what they like. And if the referees start targeting him, we're going to want to know why.
One other thing quickly, Gus. There was something happened with Satili when he got sin bin. Andrew Fafita came in contact with him. I couldn't get out what exactly happened. Have you had any intel?
Talk about a story about nothing. What had happened was Satili Tupanua got sent from the sin bin after full time.
Yep.
He sort of walked from the field, the clock was done, the hooter had gone. And as he's walking off, his Tongan teammate Andrew Fafita grabbed him and said, "Hey, you don't have to go to the dressing room, the game's over. You can go back out and celebrate with your mates." someone saw them talking in the tunnel and figured that they were having words, or Andrew Fafita was doing him up. They're mates. They've been talking together. He said, get back out on the field. You don't have to go to the dressing room. Now, I would figure Andrew Fafita knows something about getting sent to the sin bin. He knew the protocol. Poor old Satilli didn't know. So he was just helping his Tongan teammate out to get back on the field.
I love it.
Celebrate the win.
He hates scuttlebutt and he talks a lot of it, doesn't he?
Well, you keep including me.
Yeah, well, you're the centre.
I'm not in scuttlebutt.
If there's scuttlebutt here, Gus is close by.